Hello and a very warm welcome to Meghan and Harry News YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Alex and I hope all is well with you today. As I scan through the news stories about Meghan and Harry, it is the usual avalanche of negativity. But then every now and again you see someone pushing against it. This is actually quite rare as most of the media is pro-monarchy, if not nearly all of it. This is why you get such biased and overly negative coverage about them. That is why there has been a smear campaign against them. Nearly all of the media is pro-monarchy and are against them. But here we see someone bucking the trend in the Sunday Times no less. An article by Louise O'Neill called "As a Nation We Should All Be on Team Sussex." It says Harry and Meghan deserve our support for challenging the monarchy. How did this come about? Someone has allowed a journalist to speak common sense and truth in a national newspaper. Surely this cannot be. There must be a glitch in the matrix because, as we know, anyone who is not part of the British media and who has no loyalty to the monarchy will look at the situation from a neutral perspective, and therefore they will see a clearer picture of what this is all about and will be on Team Sussex. Because that is what any normal, logical person with common sense, after looking at the details, that is the conclusion they would come to, and the majority of people do come to that conclusion. It's the media, the PR firms, the Royal Rota propaganda that don't come to the obvious conclusion, because they are trying to brainwash the public into disliking Meghan and Harry. One of the quotes I'm seeing shared around from this is this. It says, "Harry and Meghan aren't perfect. Personally, they're a tad earnest for my blackened heart, but if it's a choice between a hot couple who look as if they invented being in love and an institution founded on colonialism and imperialism, I know who I'm going to support." So yeah, that's what any common sense person would be thinking. I'm not sure why they mentioned that Harry and Meghan aren't perfect. Of course they are not perfect, nobody is perfect. Maybe they use that phrase because even still now, these journalists are nervous about sticking up for Meghan and Harry. Maybe they are afraid that some high establishment person will make a few phone calls and get them demoted in their job. I suppose that is very possible in these mainstream media organisations. I like the point she makes about the haters' obsession with pointing out the slightest things. It says, "Their haters are obsessed with pointing out the couple's alleged desire for privacy, despite the fact that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex never cited privacy as a reason for stepping back from royal life, saying they were choosing to share their story on their terms. For the casual onlooker, it can seem as though the pair are never out of the limelight, when in reality, Meghan and Harry have given a handful of interviews to promote their projects." Yes, exactly what she fails to recognise is that many of these haters are actually an organised and orchestrated group that continually share negative stories and videos about the couple. It's one part of the smear campaign. The article also highlights how the media will focus the public on certain stories in the book, in order to distract them from other parts like the Diana part and also the royal family leaking stories to the media, and working with them to tarnish their name, so they don't become too popular and take away the limelight from them. It says here, Harry gave more information about the Irish driver who took him through the tunnel in Paris where his mother died than he did about the anonymous woman he slept with in a field behind a pub. Granted, Harry's attempt at an Irish accent is one of the worst things Britain has inflicted upon us since the famine, but I do think that as a nation, we should be on his side in this whole debacle. So you see that the media, talk endlessly about that woman that Harry mentions in his book, and then they find her, get an interview, etc., etc., and other parts of the book, and talk about those endlessly so that discussion doesn't come around to the more revealing aspects in the book that they don't want people to think too much about or start to question. The writer disagrees with some aspects of the book, but you can tell she is very much anti-monarchy. It says, "Do I think we could have interrogated the concept of monarchy in a more nuanced way? Yes. Do I think making his biracial American girlfriend curtsy to his grandmother was a wild thing to do? Yes, would I have curtsied to the Queen if I were in Meghan's position? I would rather set myself on fire. So yeah, it's a very rare to see pro Meghan and Harry article in the Sunday Times, and here we have one. Can we have some more like this, please? Please leave your opinions below and I will see you in the next video.